I do think that it would be a huge mistake for Elon to go forward with a third party. And my argument to him is, whether you like it or not, you are now perceived by the far left as on the side of the American right. You believe in law and order, you believe in closed borders, you believe in economic growth and prosperity, you believe in making things in the United States of America.
And now, according to the Wall Street Journal, he is considering backing you in 2028. I know you don't want to get ahead of the president. He's only 7 months into this. But would that be something you would welcome, certainly his staying in politics and perhaps supporting you down the road?
Yeah, so I saw the story, and as far as I can tell, the story is completely fake. I've never talked with Elon Musk or, frankly, any other donor about 2028. I do think that it would be a huge mistake for Elon. If he doesn't like things the Republican Party is doing, my advice to Elon would be, try to fix the Republican Party. Try to push it in your own way. Disagree with me all you want, disagree with the President of the United States, but don't pretend that you can make a big difference with a third party. I think Elon would make a much bigger difference if he stayed loyal to President Trump's Republican Party. And if he had disagreements, express those disagreements from the inside as opposed to from the outside.
Now, this is fantastic news for the Trump administration and particularly for any sort of future J.D. Vance administration. Elon Musk, the world's richest man, no longer wants to start a third party if J.D. Vance is the Republican candidate. This is a exclusive from the Wall Street Journal, Kosha. This is a big deal because whatever you think of Elon Musk, he does wield significant power, certainly significant money. Yep. And if he did have a third party, it would definitely be harming the Republicans more than the Democrats. It would splinter that vote. So this really does shore up J.D. Vance even more. I mean, he is the front runner anyway to be the next candidate.
As of now, and as they say, a week is a lifetime in politics, and the bench is strong. Marco Rubio, all sorts of other people, but for now he is the favorite for sure. He's proving himself to be very loyal, not only to Trump, but more importantly to the MAGA, the populist right.
The base loves him.
And
absolutely.
He has it all. So you're right that in the U.S. system, third parties never win, but they can be spoilers, and it's happened with Ross Perot and others, and he certainly has the money to do it and be that spoiler, at least be an influencer. And I don't know how many people took him seriously necessarily when he was toying with the idea of a third party, but the fact that he's coming out and saying this is good news for the two-party system that the U.S. does live in, and hopefully it stays that way.
And J.D. Vance is the perfect politician. I mean, you just look at his history, his achievements, his family, the whole package, his intellect, and the way he loves the fight, loves the debate. He's so good at it.
He's so young, understands everything, he's relatable, so he really has a lot of tools.
Manipulated by the DC police?
Well, I think that crime statistics all over our country were massively underreported because a lot of people would pick up the phone, they'd call somebody, they'd try to get help, and nobody would show up. If you look at wait times, at 911 response times all across our country, but certainly in Washington, D.C., they were way too long. And that wasn't because of the D.C. police, that was because there was too much crime and too few law enforcement agents on the street to bring order and decency to this city. You talk to these guys. I talked to 3 police officers earlier. I've talked to the National Guard. They are so happy that they've been empowered to do their job, which is to make American streets safe for American citizens. And I think that empowerment is going to keep on going until we make America, and D.C. in particular, a safe place again.
What evidence do you have or that the DOJ has? Are you going to be releasing it?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to be releasing evidence of this?
Of what? that DC has a terrible crime problem? You just got to look around. Obviously, DC has a terrible crime problem. The Department of Justice statistics back it up. The FBI statistics back it up. Just talk to a resident of this city, this beautiful, great American city. Don't they deserve? I mean, we talk about human rights. We hear these people outside screaming, "Free DC." Let's free DC from lawlessness. Let's free Washington, D.C. from one of the highest murder rates in the entire world. Let's free Washington, D.C. so that young families can walk around and feel safe and secure. That's what we're trying to free D.C. from. And as Stephen said, it's kind of bizarre that we have a bunch of old, primarily white people who are out there protesting the policies that keep people safe when they've never felt danger in their entire lives.
Which cities are next? Are you going to target any other?
Mr. Vice President, thank you, Mr. Vice President. What are your thoughts on the establishment media's criticisms of President Trump's push to end the Russia-Ukraine war?
Well, I'll let these guys jump in. I mean, look, on the Russia-Ukraine war, we'll obviously have time to talk about that. I think the president campaigned on being a president of peace. He's already ended 6 wars. He's trying to end another. I think it's kind of disgraceful that the American media is attacking the president for trying to bring peace to the world. But most importantly, the president is trying to bring peace to the streets of our own cities. I really can't overemphasize this enough. It's the greatest country in the world. We've got moms and dads and young families. Shouldn't they be able to enjoy public spaces without vagrants taking away basic public safety from the American citizenry? The fact that it's taken so long to bring common decency and law and order back to Washington, D.C. is an indictment of a generation of failed leadership. And I hope these guys know how grateful we are that they're doing the job that so many failed to do. They're actually keeping the city safe. We're proud of you and we're grateful to you.
Polls show that a majority of DC residents don't support the Guard. What's your message to that?
I'm sorry?
Polls show that a majority of DC residents don't support the Guard here. So what's your message to the majority of DC residents?
I'm highly skeptical that a majority of DC residents don't want their city to have better public safety and more reasonable safety standards within Washington, D.C. I don't know what poll you're talking about. Maybe the same polls that said Kamala Harris will win the popular vote by 10 points.